A good great morning to all of those who tuned into the realest thing coming out of Guyana. So, Rudy, good morning. Kesh, namaste. Irene, Wendy, good great morning to you. Big up the Huzzy for me. Omar, Baby Sue, Ray, Chandra, Darrell, a good morning to you. Rocky, Betty, Taboo, good morning. Radrindra, good morning. Rose. In life, the only thing that is certain is change. That is the certainty of life. Change. There are certain certainties. One of the certainties of life, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Now, when you want to know why you're not successful, is when you do not adapt to that change. So life, trees are going to grow, water is going to flow, the sun and the moon is going to rise and fall, it's going to rise in the east and fall in the west. Change constantly happens. No matter how minuscule that change is, it happens. It's inevitable. Now, that is the way of the universe. It's ever and constantly changing. So the greatest being of things, the most unique existence there is, which is the universe, is ever and constantly changing. You, the human being, are just a minuscule part in the grand scheme of the universe that constantly changes. You are a minuscule, just a speck of dust. If there was to be a sand heap in Guyana, Louis said Guyana, the whole of Guyana, you know what sand heap does look like? Like the brick heap. To put it into context for the small mind, if there was to be the stone heap or cause the problem by Providence, where the road, so much stone, 30,000 tons of stone, cause the geography and the dynamics of the ground to change. If that stone heap was to be the universe, and it was as big as Guyana, humanity and Earth would be one of the stones. Now, what telling you? One of the stones, with the stone heap we use passed by Providence, would be Earth and humanity. Just to put into context where you are. Because I was reading this morning, and I'm going through a book, Success Through Positive Mental Attitude. And it was talking about nearsightedness and farsightedness. And it played on my mind. It dawned upon me what happened yesterday. And I'm going to give you an extra experience. And I started making notes because I'm making notes for my books. I'm making notes of my experiences, all of my experiences, what they were, how they affected me, how I feel, how I made people feel, how I think I made people feel, how people told me I made them feel. So if the stone heap was to be the universe, the earth that you are on, with your nearsightedness or farsightedness, thinking this is a great big place, would just be one of the stones. Now, I'm telling you, the earth that you're on would be one of those stones. So to look for you, you gotta get a microscope now for start looking on the stone. Because you'd be the bacteria in it. So if you were to back away from the grand scheme of things that you think is the grand scheme of things, you'll see the world from a different light. And I can tell you, yesterday somebody tell me, you see what Glen Lall said about you? And then the guy called me back, you got tacky, you got, and I was like, do I? Glen Lall, I have become more than Glen Lall would ever be in just 7 years. In just 1 year, 2 years of understanding and finding myself and finding my worth, having a vision, going after my vision, living my dreams, I have become more than Glen Lall will ever be. What then am I fighting for? I gotta address the issue, because I is the man, if you call my name is war. But little by little, I'm finding myself. Now, today we got the news. Yesterday, I spoke of the need to, we can't treat the Venezuelans and people stripping out the Venezuelans' clothes and got a lady and a man naked. That's wrong. And we'll talk about that this morning. And the man has since been arrested. I talk about the soldier, total disrespect to a soldier in uniform. The young man who did that is now wanted. We'll talk about all of that. Right? Today we're discussing all of that. So the police have issued a wanted bulletin. Somebody is sleeping? You gotta do meeting, you know. We had a discussion last night. You gotta do meeting. You gotta focus. So, this is the video decided. This is the individual who's wanted. If you know where he is, asking to turn himself in. Now, I received a video, a lengthy video yesterday. It's about 3 minutes of him assaulting a serving member of the Guyana Defense Force. He will pay the full penalties for his actions. Now, we also got a video here of a man, an individual stripping 2 people that he claimed stole from him. He's now arrested and in police custody. I'll read the police report. And we also got Glen Lall here, who got me money penny mine.
In all 3 counties.
Right? Got money on his mind. Because only Glen Lall could get. Glen Lall is preaching for Guyana to get. And when Guyanese do get, he cussing them for getting. Only Glen Lall could get. Look at his face. He's a farce. He's a snake oil salesman. And that is a matter of fact. So let me go into a little detail as to my experience yesterday. So yesterday, sometime about 2 or 3 o'clock. By the way, I'm in the 4th day of a fasting state. As you guys may know, I fast from time to time, extended fasts, and today is the 4th day of such a fasted state. The last time I had anything in terms of a meal, anything to the likeness of food, other than water, lemon water. This is lemon water with pink Himalayan salt inside. I stopped using teas and I stopped using coffees. I don't use that anymore. All my energy is natural. I feel continually rejuvenated. If from time to time I feel down, I just rest and I come back rejuvenated. So I'm in the 4th day of a fasting state. And I haven't been speaking enough about the fasting state, but this morning we gotta keep it tight and keep it fast because I have to work this morning. I'm the crane operator on site. So, to keep on context. So yesterday I got a call from a close friend of mine, and I got a few friends. But these are people that I'm close to, very fond of. So I got a call, and she says, "What man, you line with billionaires, you only line with billionaires, you ain't got time with poor people." And there's something I say, I say, not being sarcastic. She was making me aware of her observation, because it's a matter of fact. So what happens, my friend, her and her husband, kids, and everybody, I go by them on a daily basis. Sometimes in the evening, I go and eat by them, and we cook, and she always cooking and making. So I eat, I spend a lot of time there at their home. But at their business, on a daily basis, I visit around 12 o'clock when I go for lunch, because around the corner, I buy my food from the restaurant, and I go by them. Now, Sunday is the last day I eat. And what I've recently started to try doing is finding things to do to make sure I'm not hungry or I'm not thinking about food. I find activities to do during the day, and normally when I would eat 12 o'clock, I come home, get a power nap, and go out again. It so happens that I haven't been getting power naps because there's so much things to do, or I found to do. I've been restructuring my company. I've been doing different things, adjusting my lifestyle. Now I read more in the morning. I've started writing a little bit every day, a few paragraphs every day. I've started writing this morning. Soon I got fitting back exercise, and I'm looking, and I ain't got enough time. I come on late today because I was writing, not because I wasn't doing anything, or my life is aimless, or I was tired. But it's because I found so much meaning and purpose in things closer to me. So the realm shift, and I noticed it yesterday, and I'll tell you two instances. My friend called me, and she said, "Man, we ain't seen you." So I said, "I can pass. I want some water for drink." I pass by them. I drink the water, gap for them a little bit, then I say, "Watch, you going home and catch my rest." And then somebody close to me called and said, "Try to call me, didn't get on to me. And then said, I'm not getting on to you for recent days." So it's two people. So obviously, two people can't be wrong. This is evident yesterday. People have been telling me in recent times, "What's going on? We ain't seen you." And then I realized the drastic changes I've made in my life becomes evident outside, but I have not explained the reason for my actions. People just see a change. So there's a miscommunication in people who always want to see me, hear from me, interact with me, and then bam, just like that, I disappear. I don't see how they have been affected, but they are affected. And one person asked me, and I said, "I'm unable to deal with the distraction." And they were taken aback. And in that moment, I realized I was blunt about my expression. Maybe too blunt. I need to explain or expound on the reason. Because indeed, sometimes I used to be talking with the phone tap, and I find myself doing less of that. This morning, I'm writing, and me's write like a doctor. So if me write and study and watch the things, and I watch them back, and I can't even read what I write. And somebody calls me and distracts me. When I'm looking back to figure out what the word was, maybe I didn't complete the word, what the word was, I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. I am going to figure it out. But if the people around you care about you, you got to make them aware. that in my life change and the dynamics between us are going to change. Like the universe we're in, the weather changes, day changes to night, and then night into day again. How do we change with that? And not change, how do we adapt to change? Because there's an ever-growing change around us that is inevitable. You want to know what is Glen Lall's problem? Listen to Glen Lall.
In the fastest growing country on earth today with oil, this country collected over 2 billion US already. That could have completely...
Now, the Glen Lall story is a confusing, conflicting one. Sometimes he says, we're not getting anything, we're robbed. Today his story is we have collected so much we've collected. So you gotta listen to Glen Lall carefully and get an understanding of what Glen Lall is. I've told you this before, I'll tell you again. Glen Lall is a snake oil salesman. Continue to listen to him, and I will identify where he rears his head as the filthy snake he is.
Ended them three things for the next 100 years. You know where all that money disappear? In some of the politicians' pockets and in the hands of people like Critic.
So Critic is not Guyanese? Glen Lall has proven many things. Glen Lall has a paper. Glen Lall is saying that the money from the oil end up in the pockets of politicians and people like me with no proof. So is it a case that this actually happened? Or it is a burning issue that Glen Lall has? Let's go on to hear.
Who turn overnight contractors? Just the other day, this man couldn't buy a cup of coffee to save his life.
No, that is the truth. I said that, I told people that. I used to work with Glen Lall. At the time, I did not steal. I haven't robbed anyone. I worked with Glen Lall. Honestly, worked hard. I was dedicated to my job and looked forward to the perks of having coffee when I go in the morning to save a breakfast to give Paul. But is this the same Glen Lall who's talking about Guyanese developing themselves and becoming somebody, who now ridicules me from coming from not affording a coffee to making something of myself? This is the same Glen Lall that is singing about fortunes for Guyanese, who bring down Guyanese when they attain the fortunes.
Not Glenn saying so, he himself saying that. But he was given a contract of 865 million to build a pump station that can be built for far less than half of that money.
No. Glen Lall chose to hoard his fortune. Glen Lall has a big building on Regent Street, has properties in New York City, apartment buildings, has properties in prospect, has properties and acres. Only he has. I, Mikhail Rodriguez, better known as the Guyanese Critic, am presently working on a project that will see Guyanese being housed, getting house lots. I, on the other hand, have built roads that Guyanese use in Guyanese communities. What can Glen Lall say he has done other than making money off of this nation by creating mischief? Can Glen Lall say? Help me out in understanding. If Glen Lall is not a snake, I'll say he's man. Let's listen to him.
Look, today's newspaper, the procurement body investigating this contract said they have to move to the High Court to get the details of that contract from the tender board, because the tender board refusing to hand over the information.
Now, the procurement body issued a statement of which Glen Lall twerked and put his in his paper. What Glen Lall said there is furthest from the truth. Read the procurement commission statement and what Glen Lall put in his paper. Sad to know that someone so believable, someone that has been around our society for so long, would become so destructive. Glen Lall could only be listed as the leading low-life, hungry belly dog in this country. You were telling you? They ain't got no other way for categorize Glen Lall. The man who speaks of what Guyanese should get. You know where's he plan? Every Guyanese so got, but just enough money for buy he paper. That's how he see himself. Because if you were genuine, you didn't have to pay people to do what they do. You didn't have to carry people out and pay them to protest. If people believed Glen Lall and were genuine, and there are people who believe Glen Lall, but they don't necessarily trust his opinion. Because there are two men here, the Guyanese Critic and Glen Lall. Right? You got the Guyanese Critic and you got Glen Lall. Look at our backgrounds. Look at where we've come from. Glen Lall used to sell in the market. Glen Lall come from one of the islands in Essequibo. Look at some of the wealthiest people in this country where they came from. If Glen Lall is not the oppressor, then ask him what exactly is the problem with me that he has. A man who have publicly professed to having to work with Glen Lall and being wanting of the coffee that he had to offer, was glad for the coffee. So he's looking at a man that has come from that level and has made himself something, except somebody else could come and say otherwise, that they've made me. Hello, good morning.
Hey, morning. I'd like to make a contribution.
Yeah.
Back in 2010, when it had the WikiLeaks cable, I think a lot of people forgot that in those leaked diplomatic cables, it was stated by a former U.S. ambassador that Glen Lall, they found Glen Lall to have a foreign pulse on the underworld, and it's recorded in those cables. It's public knowledge. people could go and see it. So that would unveil his sinister motives. Thank you.
Roger that. So, a man called me yesterday and said, Bano, the amount of people this man can backtrack. You understand? The amount of duty-free Lexus Land Cruisers he got. They got so much story with he. Nobody got time with her. At least I ain't got time with her because I ain't interested in Land Cruisers. A Lexus Land Cruiser, the Amy thing. No, he's had a history, just like me. But now I arrive. And everybody up in arms and Glen Lall. Let's continue to hear Glen Lall.
That commission. This is the culture cultivated under President Barack Jagdeo. Since he was president, I'm talking about. And this is why I would live in blackouts, drink stink water, without internet for generations to come. Have a nice day.
From Glen Lall, the snake oil salesman. Since he said it, I should say no more. Have a nice day. Let me go to the... So, we've had a video. Let me show you the video in the instance. And yesterday I showed the video. And the police have since issued... yesterday was the 4th. So this happened. This video came to our attention.
Bro, where are they? Roll up. Roll up. Where do I hear? I am violating nigga. Where do we not fuck? Huh? Bro. Hey, listen to me. I can't read to me.
So I have a 3-minute long video. This assault was extensive. Right? And the police have since issued a wanted bulletin for this individual down here. The Guyana Defense Force on Wednesday issued a wanted bulletin, and this is after my morning live, for Romain Daniel Roberts for questioning in connection with a video which surfaced last weekend which showed a member of the Guyana Defense Force in uniform being attacked by a man armed with a sharp object who is said to be gang leader. Now, Romain Daniel Roberts, last known address 38 Samaru Dam, Po Joint, West Bank, Demerara. Guyana Defense Force need to sort out Daniel and his gang. Right? This video surfaced.
Everything. Oi, everything.
Here, individual had a Venezuelan man, after claiming that they stole now this attitude after the recent press conference of the opposition and their attitude towards the Venezuelans, people start throwing out people out of the house, throwing out Venezuelan others. Have Guyanese forgotten when in Burnham days, the PNC days, Guyanese run to Suriname, Guyanese run to Canada, Guyanese run to Venezuela, Guyanese run to America, Guyanese run to Trinidad, Guyanese run to Barbados, Guyanese run to everywhere where they could run, duck and hide. A lot of the Warros run over from Guyana to Venezuela, just run over the border. A lot of the Amerindians from Lethem area, the Rupununi, run over to Brazil. Have Guyanese forgotten those days? To have the PNC come now and incite people. Now the man who doing this might not necessarily be a PNC man, but he has been incited by PNC ideologies. They come and hold a press conference, and next thing, people start doing all kind of thing and treating Venezuelan in all kind of way. No way, shape, or form any human being, no matter who they are, not even in wartime, should be treated in this manner. There are still a lot of Guyanese living in Venezuela who would have gone there as a result of the harsh circumstances under a PNC Burnham administration. Lest we forget our past. Don't let me forget that. And no matter who the people are or the circumstances under which they are in Guyana, there is only one way that human beings treat each other. There's only one way human beings treat each other. What is the term that is used when immigrants come in and people start acting funny towards them? What's the term that is used? It's like homophobic is for anti-men. What's the term used for immigrants? Xenophobia. After listening to a PNC press conference, a set of Guyanese across start throw Spanish people from the house. I received many complaints. They were renting them the moon this and a xenophobia. And if you look at the PNC, this is why me and them could never agree again. If you look at their mannerisms and what they do, knowingly and unknowingly, I think a lot of times unknowingly, their members and supporters. That yesterday a bridge, one of the supporters, I see they put up a picture with a bridge, Kanji Bridge crack. And this time is a bridge from Brazil. And oh God, if Kanji Bridge crack is not due time, look how long Kanji Bridge did. Thankfully it hasn't cracked. And it was built in the Burnham era and it lasts till today and it is still perfect. Because funny enough, 3 days before, when I went to Barbados recently, I went under the bridge and showing a friend the bridge and the design because I have it in my mind to someday build a bridge like that. Now I'm telling you, my Guyanese brothers and sisters, no way, shape, or form. Some of you are not smart. And I listen to this ban attack, and he obviously not smart. The honest truth is, a lot of Guyanese are done their heads. At least most of them was end up on programs where we got to talk about. But no way, shape, or form. Does this come naturally to you? I like me vex with them and the teeth, I ring some backs in both of them. You understand? But how does it come naturally to a man to strip the one for see another man? Me want to see another man cock. How does it come naturally if it wasn't some ingrained perversion? How does it come naturally to want to look at a woman that doesn't concern you body if it's not for parnitation? How does this, everybody else, you're going in the community, instead of ignorant people, tie up people and that kind of thing. How stripping people naked? What kind of perversion is there? And we gotta get a photo of this individual. Let me go and read the police report. After my discussion on this yesterday, the police issued a report. And it states, suspect in custody relating to video showing 2 Venezuelan nationals being bullied to strip naked and treated inhumanely. Ahmad Ali, a 37-year-old man from Peters Hall, East Bank, Demerara, is presently in police custody assisting investigators with an ongoing investigation. Detectives with an ongoing investigation relating to a video circulated on social media where 2 Venezuelan nationals were bullied to strip naked on the street at Peters Hall and threatened and treated inhumanely. Ali turned himself in at about 13:30 hours today at Providence Police Station, accompanied by his lawyer. He was arrested and escorted to Golden Grove Police Station, where he was video interviewed in the presence of his lawyer. He admitted during the interview that he indeed had a cutlass in his hand, instructed the victims to say that they were thieves, and ordered them to take off all their clothes and walk naked down the street. The suspect claimed that he never assaulted the victim, nor was he aware of who made the video. He was confronted with the victims, and they maintained he made the video with a red phone. The suspect had a red phone on his person, which was checked. No video of the incident was in it. The phone was lodged and will be sent to CID headquarters to check for deleted videos. He remains in custody. Now, if the Guyana Police Force doesn't know how to deal with this, let me offer some advice. First thing is, there's a form of kidnapping. Once people were held against their will, I think no one would want to, because of the circumstances, no one went to the station and made a report. Now, in the event you have found a thief in your neighborhood, you could make a citizen's arrest, not advisable, but you could make a citizen's arrest, at which time you call the police. If that is not the circumstances and you have taken it on upon your own to act in a manner like this, having a woman and another individual strip off, if you take it upon your own to do this, the Guyana Police Force has to charge this gentleman with kidnapping. These people, nobody will stand in front of you and do anything. Nobody wants to do that, to strip their clothes. So nobody would have done that if they were not being held against their will. So there are a number of charges here, starting with one of the most egregious ones, kidnapping. People being held against their will. And the Guyana Police Force issued a statement and they did not attach a photograph. Everybody get catch with weed, anybody get catch with anything, they must put up the photograph. What happened to the suspect's photograph? The suspect had people stripping and walking naked, belittling, violating, and everything else wrong and inhumanely you could do towards other human beings. But the Guyana Police Force issued a statement but didn't have a photograph to present. And everybody, drunken drivers, they put up the photograph. Members of the Guyana Defense Force gotta stop being fucking hypocrites. This is not a little boy or a little girl. It's not an underage child. He is not covered by social protection laws for victims of sexual abuse. Everybody drink rum, yeah, take a picture. Anybody stop on the road, yeah, take a picture. Posting it up all about the place. Where the man there was strip these people. People need to know the perverts in the society. There's a message to the Guyana Defense Force. We're expecting a photograph. People need to know who is who. And when you operate on a level of perversion like this, the country needs to know. Thank you in advance, Guyana Police Force. So, I'm hoping this morning I have been as much as a motivation to you as I intended to be. But again, the world is an ever-changing place. Everything around us constantly change. Your success is highly dependent on your adaptation to change. In the Glen Lall case, he can't fathom a man other than an Indian man. Not Glen Lall alone, enough of them. Enough of them watching and can't, oh God. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Mr. Critic. You know, concerning this video, right? This man, police district. An ex-policeman sent this video to me. I sent him to you. And you know, when I showed it to my two daughters and my granddaughter yesterday, they broke down in tears because they cried.
Listen to me.
Because a human being, right?
Somebody sent that video to me and they told me, you know why I sent that to you? It was so touching. It is the most inhumane thing. Here, I've seen people kill people and all kind of thing, and it has not upset me because their context state. But in this case, I look at it, this is how we treat human. You gotta remember these people running from pressures. Yeah, it's like jumping out of the fire into the frying pan.
Yes, yes. And something I like what you said earlier, right? When this country was facing hard times, right? And I said it to a lot of people, I say it to a lot of people as a businesswoman, right? I just tell my customer, when this country was in facing hardship, right, near its back, and persons went to Venezuela, Trinidad, Barbados, they were treated bad, but I don't think anybody did that to them.
Well, I can tell you, ma'am, even if the recorded incidents of Guyanese, like I have been through a lot of hardships in life. I get in cuss every day, but I don't take that as angers and channel it to everybody. A man sent up video to me, some pictures and story to me about the farm burning down in Crabwood Creek, right? Tell me, lose how much 10,000 plants and son. Message me, he say he carrying reporters and one reporter write his story. And then he messaged me now last and telling me that me and all, he know he's a fair person, but me and all silent. He looking for fucking attention.
I know.
What nobody paid attention to. It's just a month ago. I had a loss of life for somebody close to me. I have had my struggles. Me ask nobody for help.
Every time, every day, every moment I follow you.
I too got my problems. Yes, and me come and say, oh God, everybody run my story. Oh God, they run a favorable story. People say kill somebody. Oh God, how they... No. I too have my struggles and my problems.
Anyhow, there, I like how you ignoring them haters, because I can tell you from coming from nowhere to where I am today, progress breeds enemy. And I love you. Keep it up. Keep the good work up. Continue to ignore the haters and the naysayers, right?
Thanks for the words of support, ma'am.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Yeah, he messaged me. Here was he message. So he gets some planned burn down, some wildfire. He accepts as a wildfire. Well, he wanted to get into NCN for see how he could get some help from the government and so. No, me busy, me a study, me a there fasting. Yes, and my tolerance level is below my fasting. I have a willingness to deal with certain things. Right? Hey, good morning, Mr. Critic. Can you look into the matter with Venezuelan person that are placed naked? We need justice for these people. So somebody's calling. Oh, Jesus Christ. Just now you called. Now I calling you back. You answering your phone. Oh, can't this be now? Hello?
Hello.
Hi,
Good
morning, brother.
Listen, I'm calling from New York, all right? The thing, they had 2 Venezuela persons, they got naked.
I don't deal with it. I don't deal with it, and the man has been arrested.
Oh, thank God, bro.
Can't you like late news? So this, let me give you all this message. Quiet. See how people only think but themselves. See, he messaged me. Here was the problem. See, he messaged me. He get the thing in 1 news, 2 news agencies. He ain't getting it on all the news he want because he wants some help to get back when he foot. So when he's relating now, you're going to try to get up in my feelings. Oh, Mr. Critic, you gone silent too. I like, you know, I message and I say, you know my problem? I ever tell you me problem? Now I'm here, multitasking by the way. So I gotta come in the morning and deal with everybody issue. We deal with the Venezuelan, we glad they get arrested. We deal with the soldier, they got a wanted man up. We dealing. Not me alone. I ain't the savior for this country, I ain't a Glen Lall. You got the people would have had news stories and so, and several news stories culminated, or one alone would have brought to the attention of the authorities, make the act. But we doing things, we working things. He ain't get, he think catch a fire. And now I silent. I don't take too likely to people playing on my feelings. I got serious issue with her. You understand? Because if you watch me, you know I do the best I can do under the circumstances that I am faced with. But in passing all this knowledge to you and teaching you, it's for you to become a better person. Because look at where I have come from. Drop out of school, married and divorced, lots of hardships, infidelities and alcoholism, you name it. You name it. But I'm here today. Not a preacher. Just a man who has become successful and would like to impart that knowledge with others. Not necessarily pulling anybody down, because being at with who making what. I highlight you if you're brought to the public's attention and you're doing illegal things, we highlight you. But we don't go after people for bring them down. I'm not a Glen Lall, you gotta go to Glen Lall for that. Me want for me alone, I want for all of we. That is why I continue to do what I do. Hello, good morning.
Critic morning. I just sent a thing on your WhatsApp there. By Bath Street and Lambert Street there, by La Parcan. You get a junkie man, the man putting out a whole thing on the road. Blocking your vehicle, you park. And if you don't give you no money, this man will get another rate to lash up his vehicle and stuff. And if you can highlight it on your program, I think somebody could look into it. Thank you, man.
So you heard by Brad and High Street there. Guys, today is a work day for me, so I'm supposed to be at work for 9 o'clock. For 8 o'clock, I'm an hour late, 45 minutes late, and before I lose my job, let me head off. I want to thank you guys for your continued support, and I can tell you, if it is only to live vicariously through me, you will live an amazing life, because I will continue to thrive. Peace out. Keep it real.